Today we are adding a third challenger into the chaos of versus rebuilds. We have brought in Jake Cooper, and together we're going to take on one of the biggest rivalries in football. 5 seasons, 3 managers, Sporting, Benfica and Porto. And while I remind you of how the point system works, strap in and subscribe because only one of us will come out on top. Let's find out who rules Portugal. Right, we're back with another versus rebuild, and we have ourselves a guest. Now, we've gone to Portugal, Dad, one of your favourite places to go to, and we've been joined by Jake Cooper. So, welcome, mate.
Nice to be here. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a tough one because we've picked 3 teams that are very similar in quality, but it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top.
Yes. Yeah, so we gave you the option of the 3. You chose Sporting, which actually works out quite well because
you saved yourself, Jake, because you wouldn't have been very happy. I wouldn't have been very happy with you if you took Benfica.
Yeah, Dad's team is Benfica, and I always just end up being Porto because nobody else wants them. So I feel like I have a nice little affinity with Porto, and of course their main striker Samu. Everybody knows how much I love him. So here we go. We're off to the races. I mean, you've picked well in your starting team. So that's all good. Right, so cracking on with season number 1, we have kind of the most updated database that we possibly could when we first started the save. So some transfers might have changed ever since, some of them haven't, but kicking things off, I have managed to sign a few players at the start, and we have got Marcao as the main guy coming in, £36 million as a left-footed centre-back. Brazilian, 27 years of age, so if I need him to last the full 5 years, he might be there, although his natural fitness is only 10. But he's got that left-footed centre-back, and we've got another older veteran left-sided centre-back, but Marcao is a far better player. So spent the money, £36 million, but I think it will be worth it in the long run. We've also got Arnau Martinez, so another player, actually got 3 players, all from the La Liga. Only 20, he's a good right back as well, so good options there with good potential. Coming in for just £8 million. And finally, we've got Thierry Randall Correa. 10 million, going up to 14. Got him because, of course, he plays naturally on both sides. Former Sporting Academy prospect as well. So those are my signings in season number 1. Tactically, we've gone for a 4-2-2, but we've got Gabby Veiga, who's joined them recently, and I'm putting him in that centre midfield on attack. And we've got Samu Omarodion up front, although he has picked up an injury. He's out for the next couple of weeks, but he is there in that pressing forward role. If I did best pick 11, it puts Navarro in there. No idea why. He's nowhere near the type of player that Samu Omarodion is, but he will go in there. And then, of course, into that centre midfield would be Gabby Veiga. So that's kind of what I'm happy, because they've just got obviously Luke de Jong. That was a nice little announcement. They kept that one in secret, a nice little announcement. So he comes in. As you can see, Marcao actually takes out Marcano, who was the veteran I was on about. He's 36. The rest of the team I'm all good with from there. Let's have a look, Dad, at your transfers at the start of the season. Bringing in a few players, in fact. Starting off with one Foyth, £30 million. So it seems like you've got a very similar scenario to me there. Gone to Villarreal and picked up a defender.
Yeah, good right back here. I was looking at the Benfica squad, and it looks like they're actually building for the future. So I'm going to try and stay in with that sort of way of thinking of who I'm going to actually buy as well. So he's only 25. I think for a right back, that's really good age, and he is a good, solid right back, I feel. So unlike
you to buy a former Spurs player as well. Bringing Renato Sanchez back to the club.
Yeah, I just needed a centre midfielder or an attacking midfielder right down for the spine where you can play in all 3 as a defensive midfielder if I really need him there as well, really.
And then finally we got Jean-Philippe Mateta. That's a bit of a curveball. I didn't expect that one.
No, I just needed another striker, really. I'm looking at sort of other strikers for the future, but I need one now I think could score goals. So I needed to go for a little bit older rather than get a youngster in. I mean, he's still young, 26, but he knows where the back of the net is. So hopefully this guy will score some goals for me.
You're like gauge on young changes every video.
Yeah, no.
It's mental.
Well, in my sort of 25, around the 25, 26 is young, I'm going to say.
No, it's not.
Because
that's
then if you go,
years.
yeah, but if you go to 24 to 19, you're a youngster. What do you reckon, Jake?
As a 25-year-old, I'll take that.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. So youngster is from 25 under, young is 25 up, and an oldie is 30 onwards.
Jake, what's the cut-off, would you say, for a wonder kid? You're a guy who deals with a lot with wonder kids.
Yeah, well, seeing as I'm 25, I'm going to say that's the cut-off. If we're being totally honest, I think it's got to be 20. I think once you get to 21, then you have to go that's a bit too much.
I'll tell you what, me and Jake are going to be such good friends. He lets me have Benfica, and then he agrees with me with the age group. So
Just trying to get on his good side.
Schedule-wise. Yeah, schedule-wise, Dad, you have actually lost to Jake already, so how good of a friend are you going to be with him? He just bashed you 5-0.
I'm not a very good friend now.
No, yeah, well, that's what I thought. You have won the other 4 games, though. Before we move over to Jake, we'll have a look at my schedule as well. I haven't played anybody yet, but I have actually started very well. I'm actually first in the league as we're kicking things off, but I haven't played anybody good. Jake, let's have a look, mate, at your team and your transfers and your tactic in this first season.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a bit annoying that we've done this a week after one of the world's best strikers goes to Arsenal, which, yes, it left me with a pretty big budget, but I was then missing the main man up top in Victor Gyökeres. So obviously, I had that money to spend. Did I use all of it? No. I went out and bought 3 players. Both of them, well, all 3 should I say, are under 10 million. The first one that I've gone for is Morten Frendrup, who is a Danish 22-year-old, so not quite a wonder kid anymore. Plays in the centre midfield area, which I felt like I needed someone in. He comes in from the Italian 2nd division, apparently. 9 million. I have no idea where he's been, but my scouts say he's good. He works hard, so we bought him. He was actually the most expensive of the bunch, because with my other 2 transfers, I went for a 2.5 million keeper, who is already our best, which maybe shows how poor we were in that position. His name is Deya Maekawa. I'm not Japanese, so I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but the 28-year-old only costing 2.5 mil from Vissel Kobe, spent his whole career in Japan, so it'd be interesting if he can actually adapt to a new country. And then my other striker, and the one to replace Victor Gyökeres, didn't cost 10 million, didn't cost 20, 5 million. Danny Motta, a Luxembourg, not even international, 25 years of age. He can play on the left, the right, and through the middle, but that's where I'm planning to use him at least, if my assistant does what I want him to. He's cost us 5 mil, been playing in the Italian divisions, not exactly been setting the world alight, but look, we're trusting the scouts, they say he's good, and he'll be part of a little bit of a different formation, because if you know me, if you've watched any of my content before, 4-2-3-1 Gegenpress or a 4-3-3 Gegenpress, I don't usually change it up, but for today, we're doing something special, obviously, so I'm going to try and be a little bit different. The tactics suited a 5 at the back system. Should I say the players suited it with what Ruben Amorim was already playing. I've gone for some wide centre-backs, Segundo Volante, and if I actually put the best 11 in for you guys, you can see Motta does come in that striking role. We've got Trincao and Gonçalves on the left and right. They're probably 2 of my most important players. And then the other guys have kind of filled in the bench. Maekawa comes in the goal, but I'm very happy with the centre-backs we've got. Diamonde, the Ivorian 19-year-old, Ignacio, 22, so just outside the Wonder Kid range. But I really like what we've got going here. I think we've got the players that suit it perfectly, and we're basically just running off a system that we've already been using under Ruben Amorim, so hopefully it doesn't take too long to get up to speed. And it looks like it hasn't, because we've won quite a few games already, including that 5-0 against Benfica, so not a bad start at all. If that's anything about how this rebuild's going to go, I think this is going to be a good one for me at least.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you've actually played Braga as well, which everybody considers as sort of like the 4th or one of the best teams outside of the top 3 to play. And you beat them 3-1 away from home, so
yeah, I mean,
not
other
a bad
than that,
start whatsoever.
The teams in the league I don't think usually very good in Portugal. I mean, you get your big 3, Braga are usually outside, and the other guys, I mean, they are not a good level at all normally. So I think it will just come down to the games between each other pretty much.
Yeah, I agree. Champions League football for yourself. What have I got with Porto? I've got Europa League, so that might be a bit of an advantage for me. However, it is still the old format, so Champions League doesn't necessarily mean you'll stay in the Champions League, and Dad's also in that as well, with Frankfurt and Atletico Madrid. So we could all end up in the Europa League. We could end up having a Europa League final. Of course, Dad has the curse over his head, so he will never win that final, thanks to Bella Gutmann, but there we go. Season number 1, we're underway. Let's see who takes an early advantage. Alright, season number 1, and Dad takes the title.
I only lost one game, mate. I only
Yeah.
lost one game, first game of the season.
Mateta as well, with 32 goals. So I didn't expect that.
No.
So I thought he was good. I didn't realise he was that good. He lost one game. That was away to Porto. So I do take a point in that regard. But you get your 4 for, of course, winning. You only drew 2 as well. And you didn't draw against us, which means we are eating losses. So I've actually got a loss as well against Jake there, away from home 3-1. So Jake picks up a point, as well as Dad picking up another point for beating me. But Sporting, you got 6 losses, 1 against Porto, 2 against Benfica. So
yeah, not good at all. Not good at all.
No, there's a couple of losses there. Dad's taking
just get
some
me
more
on back
points.
for that 5-0.
Yeah. If we're looking at the goals, though, Danny Motta is there with 19. Then I've got 2 of my my players, Luke de Jong and Samu, both getting 21 and 22. So considering I'm playing 2 up front, I'm actually quite happy with that because they're both chipping in. That's good. Nobody's like slacking behind. That's quite good. But then the rest of like the player statistics on my screen, a lot of them are Benfica players with every now and then a Porto or a Sporting player dotted in as well. So Dad has taken a bit of an early advantage here.
10 points to win the league, but that's an admin on both of you, really.
Yeah, 10 points ahead. And your goal difference of 87 is massive.
It's crazy.
I can't wait for you to be in the third place position in the season 2 when you decide to change your tactic, because I know what you like. Right. We're on Porto. Let's have a look at competitions and see if I've managed to pick up any cups. No. Runners up. And I can already see that Jake might be picking up quite a lot of points from this.
Yeah, not too bad by the looks of it. Whether any of these trophies are the big ones, I don't know. I'm not too clued up on Portuguese football to know which is the Community Shield and which is the FA Cup.
Right, so the Taça de Portugal is basically the FA Cup. I am finishing runners-up, and I finished runners-up to Jake, who, of course, now wins 3 points thanks to that win. So beat me 3-0 in the final. You knocked me out of the Allianz Cup, which is basically the League Cup, in the semi-final. You did go on to lose it to Braga.
Yeah, 5-0. I mean, we beat them early on. That isn't what I was quite expecting when we played them later in the season. I thought we'd get better as the year goes on, but clearly not.
Yeah, that is a hammering, but that's 3 points missed out there. However, you do beat me in the semi-final, which means you get a couple of points there for winning and knocking me out. Dad actually lost to Braga on penalties, and Jake, you knocked me out in the Europa League quarterfinals.
Yeah, well, this is something I want to talk about, because here I am seeing I've got to a Europa League final and we're runners up, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, we must have just got unlucky. We didn't just get unlucky. We've lost to Real Madrid in the final. Tell me what they're doing there, because that feels like I've got all the way and then they've just thrown a massive curveball. That looks like something we could have actually won against any other Europa League candidate. But Real Madrid, I mean, we're never going to beat them at this stage.
That's bad luck, mate.
That is really bad luck. I mean, they have well and truly screwed up their Champions League group stage there. They lost to Napoli and Marseille in their group. They got 8 points in total. So they won 2, lost 2, drew 2. And ended up lifting the Europa League, which I don't think Real Madrid's ever going to be in the Europa League.
No,
that's
just stole all my points away from me there.
Yeah, that's a lot as well. That's another 5 points that you could have had. But if you're looking at your trophy page, I mean, it looks fantastic because you got the Taça de Portugal, you got runners up in the Allianz Cup, and winner, of course, of the Super Cup from earlier on in the season, beating Dad. So although Dad did win the league, the points very much look like they're going to you, Jake, in season number 1.
Hopefully at some point I can get the cups and the league. But I mean, there's such a distance. Obviously, Benfica have been purely focusing on the league and forgot about the other competitions. But which one's going to work out to be better, I don't know yet.
Well, that's it. So if we're looking at Dad's Champions League journey, he didn't get himself knocked out until the round of 16 when you lost to Galatasaray.
Went to hell and I lost.
Yeah, so obviously we had the advantage of playing in Europa League. We probably could have got much further. However, Dad, if you're looking at where you were eliminated, semi-final in the Allianz Cup by Braga, but Jake also knocked you out of the Taça de Portugal. So there's another 2 points there for Jake, who's picking up. It looked bad to begin with, we must admit. Third in the league, 6 losses. All of a sudden, you're flying, mate.
I mean, I think this is going to be so close the way this is going.
Well, already, it's took a bit of a U-turn in season number 1. So statistically, it looked like Dad was taking the advantage. So we'll have a look at the points in a sec. Dad, let's look at your squad goals, though. Mateta got 36.
Yeah,
Karen,
I've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, so, 20 and 17. And then Thiago Gouveia, who's the other winger, got 19 and 14. So
3 or 4 players in double figures. I'm really pleased with that. And the players I had out on loan, they're getting in double figures as well, they are. So
yeah,
I'm really happy with that, really. So yeah, good start to the challenge.
Absolutely. You've got a transfer budget, £45 million. I feel like that's quite a lot in Portugal. You don't normally. They're normally a lot of selling clubs, aren't they?
Yeah,
you did just say million, not billion, right?
Yeah, million.
Okay.
Let's have a look at my squad goals. We've got Samu bringing in 35 goals, so I'm happy with that. The 20-year-old, he's developed quite well as well. 35 with 6 assists. 28 from Luke de Jong, bit of a veteran now, 33 years of age. Definitely take that, I think. Danny Namasso, who seems to be always a lot better than what his attributes suggest. He got 18 goals and 10 assists in only 25 starts. And then Ivan Jaime, who got 15 and 19, has also had a good year. Bit disappointing, Gabri Vega, in terms of the assists, but he's had a good season by the looks of it. Pepe's done well, goals and assists wise too. Got £54 million in the transfer budget, so roughly about the same as you. Jake, we're looking at your squad, mate. You got 3 players who have scored more than 20 goals.
Yeah, it's my ideal front three really when everyone's fit is those 3 playing together, and by the looks of it, they did pretty much all start every game they possibly could. A couple of bench appearances, but they've basically got all the goals, and then the guy below them, Jenny, is the guy that kind of comes in when they're not playing, so he's done pretty well for himself off the bench as well with 11, so not too bad. Goals all over the front three, which is kind of what I was aiming for.
Yeah, absolutely. And your transfer budget, you've got £50 million to spend as well, so even Stevens in terms of the money. Let's have a look at the points. Season 1 points then are Luke with 2, Dad with 7, and Jake with 12. All right, season number 2 then. I thought I was doing all right, but turns out points-wise, absolutely dreadful. So I sold £25 million worth of players. Zanussi, gone. Andre Franco, gone. Grujic, gone. Nice little tally players going out. And I've brought in 3 players instead. That Kenny D, I don't know where he came from, but there we go. Matthias Oliveira from Napoli, £22.5 million. Is the replacement for Sanusi, a way better left back, 26-year-old Uruguayan as well. I always feel like Portugal is the perfect place for South American players. It's where you find like the likes of Falcao and Jackson Martinez back in the day. Thomas Suslov from Hellas Verona, spent big on him, to be honest. I don't think Hellas Verona has ever sold a player for £50 million, but I've bought one from them. 22 years of age, Slovakian. Looks like a really good centre attacking midfielder. Left-footed as well, so we'll see how he develops. And then John Lucchini, just another centre-back option from Bologna. Good option as well, so bringing him in for £14 million. He's left-footed, so we got 3 left-footed centre-backs now, but there we go. Tactically, we're setting up and we're changing things around. So we're going for a 4-2-3-1, but we've got a winger on one side and a wing-back on the other, because Pepe is kind of like a better winger, I think, than a wing back, so he's going to be the more attacking side. But we've got Danny Damaso as like a support system on there, Suslov and Samu, of course, leading the line. So we've got a back 3 because we've got enough defenders, which is another reason why Lucchini came in, and he goes straight into that first 11 with Nuan Perez and Marcao in there too. Diogo Costa still in the net. Estacrio, Varela. We've got a lot of very good talented players in this, but some players have, of course, dropped out, the likes of Luke de Jong. Now, schedule. We started the season. We haven't played anybody, so I can show you. We have had Champions League qualifications, and we have managed to get ourselves through. Beat Rangers 2-1 on aggregate, which means we are in the Champions League phase. Aruca was a nice little 4-0 as well in the league, but we did lose our opening game against Estrella and drew against Casapia, which I feel like is the what's happened because of the Champions League fixtures sort of causing those problems for us. Dad, we forgot to look at your team at the start of last season, but we'll do it this time round. £10 million on the outs. I'm very disappointed because you've already sold Prestiani, and you were like, yeah, Benfica, they got loads of young players, and then you sell one of their most talented young players.
I'm not playing wingers, so I didn't want to keep him, to be honest. That was the main thing. So unfortunately, sorry about that, but Arsenal couldn't have him now, so see how he gets on there.
You and Arsenal, eh?
Yeah.
What's going on there? Let's have a look, though, at the player. You've only brought one player in as well, which is weird. Casuno from Atalanta, a defender.
I needed a central defender to be beside my best mate, Tony Smith.
Yep.
So I've brought this guy in to do that job for me.
If anybody wants to know, including you, Jake, who probably hasn't got a clue who Tony Smith is, that's Antonio Silva.
Yeah.
Who is it's a long-standing joke because Dad's terrible with names. Antonio Silva, we just established that his English name is probably Tony Smith.
Yeah.
So that's what Dad calls him, Tony Smith, just to make it easier for us. Of course, he's in Dad's lineup. But you've gone for a 4-3-3, Dad.
Yeah. I mean, it might be the same formation. I'm not quite sure whether it is or not. I think it is, actually, that I'd done last season. So, yep, I've gone with that. So, hopefully, this will work for me again, same as it did last season.
Just better in the cups for you.
Yeah, I need to be a little bit better in the cups, really, yeah. I mean, Otamendi will probably keep his position, but the age is definitely on his against him now. So
36, that's young, isn't it, for you?
yeah, I mean he's going to probably keep his position, but it already shows best 11 he's there, but he won't be there next season. I'll definitely make sure that I'll be locking a player in and see how I go.
I mean, you got the likes of João Rego out on loan. Sheldrop's in and around here somewhere, also sort of like getting game time. But yeah, there are a few still young players in there, because you mentioned about using the youth, and then you've already binned one of them off.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Schedule at the start of the season, you have played Sporting in the Super Cup for the second year in a row. This time, you beat them on penalties, so
I'll
you do
take
get
that.
a point.
So that's one trophy in my cabinet straight away. Yeah. So.
But you have drew 2 games against Forense and Famalicão. So, like me, drawn against some terrible teams in this league.
Not a good start in the league, really.
Very early on. And you even had the European games to distract you there. You're straight into the Champions League.
Yeah.
Jake, transfers. What's happened for you this summer?
Yeah, well, I can see the comments already, because what I've basically done is sold all the guys that I bought last year already. But you know what? Hopefully they'll forgive me, because I think I've done some pretty good business overall. We've spent less than we've actually bought in, which wasn't intentional fully, and I'll explain why. So firstly, move my keeper on. So McKaywell that we bought last year has gone for 5 million. Frendrup, who I signed as well last year, goes for about the same price we bought him. But then I didn't want to make this deal. Ignacio, one of our best centre-backs, has gone to Milan for 51 million, which then left a pretty big hole in the team. But with the budget I then had, I think I've done okay. So I went out and got a goalkeeper from Atalanta, Marco Koneshi, who is an upgrade on the Japanese keeper. Much better in my eyes, 24 as well, a bit younger, 13 million, not breaking the bank, but a good keeper for this level, I'd say. But the one I'm very happy with, we needed an out-and-out striker to rival Samu, who you've got. So I've gone for the other guy that I always sign in Football Manager, which is Karim Konate. 20-year-old Ivorian striker, lots of pace about him, 50 million from Salzburg. It's a bargain. You can see already he's played 4 games, he's scored 5 goals, so that one looks like it's going to turn out to be a pretty good deal. Bidstrup comes in, kind of basically just replacing Frendrup with the exact same kind of player, just a little bit better, and one that suits our system a tiny bit more. Another bit in the raid of Salzburg. They're going to be hating me after this, because I bought another one of their players. And might I say, 3 games, 3 goals for him as well. So it looks like the business is going well so far. And then Parola cost me a lot of money. Not someone I've signed for a long time in FM, but 22 years of age, big, left-footed centre-back. The Italian's been playing in Greece, of all places. Now he's came and joined us for 32 million, played 4 times, scored 2 goals. And again, yeah, you wouldn't expect goals from a centre-back, but he seems to be doing the job. And he walks straight in pretty much as our best defender now. And I assume he's going to be in my best 11 if we take a look at it. Yeah, he is on the left side of that defence. We've got Diamonde, Koneshi, a lot of those new players coming into the team. I'm not too sure on my wing back still. Fresneda's okay, but he is young and he's still raw. And then Matthias Rees on the left. Looks like he does suit the system nicely, but he's not getting any younger. Marita, Hoymond is a nice midfield. And then it's the same front 3, but Motta drops onto the bench, where that's going to be his role this year. And Konate, I mean, he's going to have to leave the line. The way he's doing for me so far, the amount of goals he's scoring, he is going to have to be the main man, hopefully for this whole rebuild, if we can keep hold of him. And I mean, you saw some of the goals we've scored already, and that's because we've been playing really well. I mean, we've played a few league games so far, won quite a few of them. The one that I'm really interested in is beating Braga 5-0, which, if it's based on last season, that probably means we're going to lose 5-0 to them in a cup final down the line. But at least it looks like we're going the right way about it. The tactic has shifted slightly as well, I should just mention. I've changed a few of the roles to be more meta FM roles, I suppose. Tried to be clever with a complete forward, change it to advanced forward. Tried to be clever with wide centre backs. I've changed them to ball playing defenders. It's just what I know. It's still a little bit different from my 4-2-3-1, going for a 5 back, but we're going to stick with it this year and hopefully do a bit better than third.
Well, yeah, it's brave. I mean, you did well in the Cups anyway, so it seems like it's
one-off games maybe, but across the course of the season, I think we've got to be better. We were conceding too many, not scoring enough, so trying to change things a little bit and hopefully it will help.
Yeah, you've had the best start as well. You're top of the league right now. Obviously, me and Dad have both dropped points. In fact, I'm all the way down in 13th, but it's because I've only played 3 as well. So, but yeah, Karim Konate is one of those players where he's so hit and miss every time I use him. One time he doesn't score at all. The next is like, this player is the best striker in the world. So it looks like you might have got a good one already.
I'm hoping for a bit of middle ground though, because what normally happens with me with Karim Konate is I sign him, he does really well, and then within a season he's playing for Liverpool or Man U and his head's turned. And at a club like Sporting, we're good, but we're not going to be able to hold on to players when the big dogs come calling. So that's my main worry. The same way Ignacio left for Milan, I might be losing some of these guys as time goes on.
Well, we will see. So, you've got Europa League football this year, which is also quite an interesting one. Got to the final last year. You cannot obviously drop out into the competition this year from the Champions League. So the teams that are in it are the only ones that you will have to beat.
Well,
but there are
thank
still
God,
some big
no Real
teams in
Madrid.
there.
No Real Madrid.
Spurs are doing, mate. You got no
competition.
chance against Spurs, I tell you.
Oh yeah,
sure.
easy game, mate. Easy game.
Yeah, Spurs, Man United, Atletico Madrid, Juve's in there, of course. The Rats of Rennes as well. They're there. There's a few other teams that could cause you trouble, but I think you might be able to get quite far into that competition.
Yeah, definitely one of the favourites.
All right then. Well, let's see season number 2. Jake has the advantage in the points. Can he hold on to it? All right, season number 2. Jake, you've lifted yourself a title.
A bloody point.
Yeah, a big one as well. I mean, we haven't actually picked up that many more points compared to last year. I feel like, not to offend you too much, but Benfica have dropped off a little bit. I don't think I've, maybe 7 points more if my maths is correct. I can't remember exactly what we were on.
You
I
had
haven't gone
76
crazy.
last season, so up to 82. 6 points only compared to. I mean, last year I was second place in 85, so I would have won the league by 3 points this year. Not to be. I'm all the way down with 75. I've dropped off a cliff here.
Yeah, I'd noticed Braga as well. They're a lot higher up. I wonder whether Braga maybe have stole some of them points that we were getting last season.
Yeah, it didn't help, obviously, that we've picked up quite a lot of draws, and it looks like we've drawn games against each other as well. I mean, you've lost 4 even as champions, but didn't lose to any of us.
That's bad.
Which is really bad for me and Dad, because we don't pick up any points.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost twice to Casapia.
Casapia, they've obviously got a number.
If you're going to lose to teams, Casapia's the one to lose to, because you don't lose any points from it. Benfica, you lost once to me, which is giving me a point away from home. I lost 5 times, but I only lost once to one of you guys, and that was to Jake in a sport. And I lost at home as well to Sporting. So there's a lot of draws in between our 3 teams there, and I think it kind of looks like that with the goals as well, because if you think last season we had a lot higher goals tally. We got Konate on 20, Samu on 22. Dad's player's gone.
I can say I feel that's what cost me the league, not scoring enough goals. My goal average is 54. My goal difference 20 behind Jake. So
you had the most clean sheets with Karnaseki, but no goals whatsoever in terms of the player statistics. Your first player that was down there, Dad, Mateta, who remember last season had like 32 goals.
Yeah,
he got 11. So he absolutely tanked.
Died on me.
He did only play 20,
Yeah,
and that's because he broke his ankle. Oh,
that will do it.
bad luck.
So it cost me by not getting another striker in, didn't it?
Yeah, that was bad luck. All right, we're on Porto. Let's see, competitions-wise, we are the winners of the Taça de Portugal. We haven't been eliminated by anybody else in the Allianz Cup or the UEFA Champions League, which to me is a win. We'll take that. So Taça de Portugal with a big win over Dad's Benfica 2-1. So I get another point for that on top of the 3 for lifting the cup. So I'm happy. That's another trophy we can add to our cabinet. That's very good. Dad, your competitions page. Obviously, we knew you were the runner-up of the Taça de Portugal, but you won the Allianz Cup. And you beat Braga in the final. See, takes a big team to beat Braga in a cup final, doesn't it, Dad?
Yeah.
Only just done it as well on penalties.
On penalties. They are really good in cups, by the
Yeah.
way, Braga. So, not too bad. You got knocked out by Marseille in the round of 16 of the Champions League.
Disappointed with that.
So, not great. But, Jake, you, of course, had the Europa League football, and you've gone on to win it.
Yeah, well, I was sitting here
Man
patiently
United.
waiting for you guys to mention this, but there we go. We have won it, and we
Statement
beat
made.
Man U as well. One of the teams you picked out at the start of the season that we should potentially worry about. Not only have we beat them, we knocked out Spurs in the game before, so forget about the English clubs. We got the job done here. Is that both of your 2 favourite teams as well?
Yes, it is.
It is
yeah.
indeed, yeah. Not bad at all. You had a hard route into the final because you beat Ajax in the quarterfinals as well. Round of 16, you were eliminating Shakhtar, so there's no easy fixtures there.
No,
You did very well.
We
and
did it properly. Just wanted to make sure.
yeah,
we were
third
aligned.
place
Also,
and unbeaten in the group
noticed
stage.
Man United, no longer Ruben Amorim. I was going to say, Sporting get one over on Ruben Amorim, but no.
Antonio Conte, wow, that's crazy. He's still playing a similar formation as well, which is kind of hilarious. Just with wider players, with Rashford and Fernandes for some reason out on the
He
wing.
lost it when he went to Spurs anyway, didn't he, really? That was when his...
ruined his career.
100%, mate. I agree with you there. I'm glad to get rid of him.
But there we go. He's actually gone on to do quite well, to be fair, but there we go.
Did you?
Outside of that, Jake, no cup competitions because you were eliminated by Benfica in both the Allianz Cup and the Taça de Portugal semi-final and
Probably
6th
have a few
round.
points there.
Yeah, I
So
basically
there
had
is
a
extra
flip.
points for
I
Dad.
basically had a flip of last season, but you know what? If you're telling me a European trophy in the league and I don't win, the Charity Shield of Portugal, I'm not too bothered about that.
Yeah, you've done quite well, mate. Let's have a look then at your squad to begin with. 38 goals from Karim Konate, so there's the goals that you wanted. I'm shocked that nobody is after him at the minute.
Yeah, no interest yet. I'm sure that's to come. Surprisingly, they all want Danny Motta, the guy that finished with 17 goals, who I kind of brought in last season as the main man. Now he's the rotation option, but he's not really going away, so we're going to keep him there. The other thing I'm noticing is Lorenzo Parola, the centre-back, comes in and scores 15 goals in 46 games, which is not bad at all, playing on the left side of that defence. Scored more than our wingers, who kind of, not dried up, they've still done well, but, compared to last season where they were hitting 20s each, I guess they've just been laying the ball off to a centre-back to score instead, because, them guys, their numbers have gone down, but I'll take it. It's goals from everywhere. It's exactly what you want, especially when we could lose one of these guys. At least there's no real single star, bar Konate, obviously. So we could maybe lose a few of these and still maybe be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your transfer budget for next season, again, around that £45 million mark. So you've got enough to sort of still strengthen if you don't lose any players. And if you do, obviously you've got a nice little budget going into season 3. Yeah. So, Dad, let's have a look at your squad. You've got 14 goals from Enrique Araujo.
Awful.
And Mateta only
Absolutely
getting 14
awful,
as well.
I mean, that doesn't look like a team that's finished second in the league, does it, really?
No.
That's a mid-table sort of goal-scoring thing, really. So, yeah, really disappointed there, so I'm going to be looking for strikers, I feel.
Arnsnes, who is the Norwegian midfielder, is kind of your only standout player there. He got 21 assists and 8 goals. Very good from him, although he is unhappy. He wants a new deal, and he's also wanted by Liverpool. He's gone. He is gone. Dad's cashing in. You have transfer budget of £46 million. Again, roughly about the same. You've got a bit more of a wage budget than what Jake had, but yeah, that's not too bad at all. Let's have a look at my Porto side before we check the points. 32 from Samuel Marodion, only 3 assists. But Danny Namaso, hello Danny, 26 goals and 11 assists, playing a shadow striker role. He looks awful attribute-wise, but for some reason he always does so well. Does the former Reading player, but there we go, we'll take it. Suslov come in, I'm disappointed with that. I paid a lot of money for him, Suslov. 12 goals, 9 assists. Not great compared to Danny Namaso, nowhere near the amount that Danny managed to pull off. But a lot of other players getting double figures. Pepe did well with assists, as did Eustaquio and Oliveira, so those did all right. But I've got the same budget as well, £46 million, just a bit of a less wage budget. So we've all roughly got the same amount of money going into season number 3. And I feel like I'm going to start trailing in the points. So let's have a look. Season 2 points are Omega Luke with 5, Omega Dad with 8, and Jake with 12, meaning the total points after season 2 is Omega Luke with 7, Dad with 15, and Jake Cooper with 24. Right, a big summer for me because I lost a couple of key players, including Diogo Costa. For £56 million, my goalkeeper has gone to Chelsea. Disappointed. I was hoping it wouldn't be, but I offered him a new contract. He pondered on it for ages. He accepted it. Well, he said he was going to accept it, and then Chelsea came in, matched the release clause, and he was gone. Devastating. But also Danny Namaso, after his unbelievable season last year, I thought I'd cash in while I can. The 15 league goals and 9 assists. He's gone for £24 million, totaling $90 million with Correa and Amaral as well, and a lot of loan fees coming in for some players. But I have spent £139 million, and I've replaced each player as well as bringing others too. So Noah Atabulo from Freiburg is my goalkeeper. By no means is he anywhere near the standard of Diogo Costa, but he's a good young goalkeeper nonetheless. Hopefully he can develop and grow into the type of goalkeeper that Diogo Costa is. We've also got Ruben van Bommel. Of course, his dad was a very good player, Marco van Bommel, but he is a left-footed, a left-sided player who can also play up front as well. He is sort of my Danny Namaso replacement. He can play from the wings, he can play up front, but he's really good. And he's 6'4". He's a very athletic human. If you look at acceleration and pace, jump and reach of 18 and 6'4", very athletic. But we've also brought in Benjamin Sesko, 22 years of age. Of course, he's
another big guy.
Yeah, 6'4" in this. He hasn't really developed as much as what I can see him develop in other times where I've used him, but we'll see. He's only on loan, a loan fee of £3 million, going to be used as sort of like a backup player. We've also loaned Fermin from Barcelona as another option in the attacking positions, and then finally a player that I don't think I've ever used him before, Benjamin Tarahovic from Bromby. Bromby, I've just bought a player from £30 million, so I mean, he is good, But £30 million from Bromby, that is a lot of money. You don't normally spend that much money from Bromby, but he is a very good player. Bosnian, centre midfield, can play DM or attacking midfield naturally. He's kind of got it all. He can do a lot of different roles. Again, 6'4". I've signed a few monsters in this summer window. So,
deadly from corners then.
Yeah, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. Now, tactically, we have changed things up ever so slightly. We've gone for a 4-2-2, but with a high wing-back on the right because we've got Pepe, who is a very good attacking fullback, but not necessarily defensive in terms of right-back. So we're pushing him further forward. We've got obviously the narrow side of the 4-2-2. Fermin and Suslof's in there. Samu and Van Bommel up front. Tarahovic and Varela in the DMs. We're looking quite good, I think. That's a strong lineup. Schedule-wise, though, we have played Rennes and knocked the bloody rats out. Get in. Hate them so much. And we knocked them out of the Champions League. Red Star was the second team we had to play in the Champions League qualifications. They've gone as well, 3-1, 2-1. But the good thing is, outside of those games, it hasn't cost us. We've managed to win all of our league fixtures so far in the 4 that we've played. And we haven't even played the Super Cup yet. We could play Jake in that Super Cup in the following fixture. Champions League football next year, I kind of wish I did drop into the Europa League and obviously take advantage of that like Jake did last year, but we'll see. Dad, let's look at your transfers. £84 million out, £80 million in.
Yeah, started with a nice young sort of striker who I know can get really good on this Football Manager. So I thought I'd get him in very early and hopefully he develops. I mean, he's good now, I feel, for a 19-year-old, but or 28 now. I just hope that he develops even more and works and gets the goals that I think this guy can get for me.
That is a lot of £9 million. Yeah, it's a lot of hope putting on a young man's shoulders.
Yeah, you can take it.
All right. You don't mention the players that went out, by the way. Florentin Luis, £41 million was mainly of the £84 million. But Renato Sanchez also left. Bruma's gone as well. But you've brought a lot of money in through the loans, which is good. Because obviously these are the players that in the future you might be using. The likes of João Rego. Go in to Braga. I mean, that's quite a good place for him to go.
If I've got the young,
as well.
I've got all these young players there. I've got to get them sort of...
Game time,
and I can't get them in my team, so send them out and get them in these other teams, really. So Braga's one of the good ones.
Lucas Canizares from Florence, who is, of course, also got a famous dad.
Yeah.
He was a good goalkeeper.
I mean, he's going to be more of a reserve keeper, but it's a good reserve keeper to have, I feel.
Yeah, used to play for Real Madrid. Then we've got Arnie Engels from Celtic, £35 million. Good midfielder, can play everywhere.
Yeah, he's a good squad player as well as a good centre midfield player. So, yeah, I'm pleased to get this guy in, 21 as well. So, there's another youngster in the team. Yeah,
for £35 million, it's kind of worth it, really, I think. And then Miramon from Lille, £19 million.
He's another youngster, only 22. And he's not going to get straight into my first team, but he'll be there or thereabouts, just helping us out if I get any injuries, I feel.
All right, well, tactically, switch things up, gone for a 4-4-2.
Yeah, and I've locked my friend, the striker, in.
Esposito.
Yeah, and the Ingles in there as well, so that's what I'm going to go for and see how that goes, really. And starting 11, really, the only one I'm sort of like is my defensive midfielder. I feel that he's getting on a little bit as well. So
no, he isn't.
How was he now? Is it 20?
29.
29. So he's getting close.
To say like 36 then.
Yeah.
Well, he's
29.
What I'm saying is I want to get a youngster in there because I'm trying to get this team to be a really good young team right through the whole squad, and I'm not far off it now. I've got one player in there. I mean, the left winger is really a player that I've got to be sort of looking at. 21 years of age. I think they've got big hopes for him in Benfica, this guy. He can be really good, so I'm sort of making sure he's into the team as well.
All right, well, schedule at the start of the season. You have lost the game against Famalicão.
Yeah.
3-2. They beat you with a 85th minute penalty there. But the rest of the games, you've won 4-0, 6-0, 3-0. Haven't conceded a goal. You even beat Braga.
Yeah, I'm scoring a few more goals, which I'm more pleased about, so yeah.
And you're in the Champions League next year, this season as well. Jake, transfers, what's happened at Sporting?
Yeah, a little bit quieter compared to last year. Not too many incomings, not too many outgoings, to be honest. It was basically 2 straight swaps. So my left wing back of last season, Matthias Rice, a Brazilian left wing back who was age 30. I said I wanted to get someone younger in, so when Everton came in with a 15 million bid for 12 million, I bought in the Scotsman Josh Doig, basically the same kind of player but a load younger. So I think that seems like a good move for me. And then Everton basically funded my whole transfer window, so thanks to them, they sent me another £30 30 million for Daniel Braganca, who's a good midfielder, but the guy barely played for me in recent years, to be honest. I mean, he was a bench player at most, and I've replaced him with a guy from Botafogo who I genuinely have no idea about. My scouts just found him. Danilo, our new number 7, 24 years of age, was apparently at Forest for a little bit, but seems to have moved on after that, and yeah, 17 million was the fee for him, and that is pretty much it. I didn't want to rock the apple cart too much. We've got a squad that last season won the Europa League, won the Premier League. I say the Premier League, the Portuguese Premier League, let's make that clear. And then, yeah, I've gone for the same formation, the same guys. No one really got taken away from us, which I was surprised about. Still no interest in some of the big players. I'm not really going to rock the cup. Yeah, not really going to rock it too much. The thing that I have noticed, though, and you tell me if this counts for points, I've never heard of the Euro Sam Club Challenge before, but we've won that 4-0. That's some kind of pre-season competition. And it looks like the Super Cup in my first few games we've won, beating Man City 2-1 away. Whether that counts for anything, who knows, but what does count is the league form, where we've already won our first few matches. Pretty good results. No one really major played yet, so that's going to be a bit of a test. It looks like I've got Porto next, so there you go. That's going to be a game in itself in the Super Tacker. But yeah, not really too much change, just kind of sticking with what worked and hoping it works again.
Yeah, so that Euro San Club Championship is like the where you play the winner of the Copa, not the Libertadores, but the second one, Sudamericana. So the winner of that versus the Europa League play each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know why, but the Champions League winner never plays the Copa Libertadores winner, but for some reason the Europa League always plays the Sudamericana one. So I don't know why they couldn't do it for both.
Good pre-season match at the very least. We won it 4-0,
yeah.
So a bit of practice for the boys.
Nice little win there. Okay, nice. But the victory over Manchester City, that's definitely promising for yourself.
Yeah,
in the Champions League, you've got some big boys in there, including Tottenham and Chelsea. So a couple of English clubs in there already. But Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich as well. So and Marseille, who knocked Dad out, I think it was, recently. So there we go. All right, season number 3 then. Jake has got a big advantage in the points. Can he hold on to it? Let's find out. All right, season number 3. It's back-to-back titles for you, Jake. Only losing one game to Porto there. Finished in 3rd place.
93 points this time.
Yeah.
That's well done, yeah.
4 points ahead. Fair play, mate. Only losing 1 as well. Drawing 3, which means you probably have beaten us quite a lot this season. So, Dad, you've lost 3 games. You lost to both teams there, Porto and Sporting. Sat in 2nd place. 5-0 when you visited Jake's Stadium. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I lost 2 games, 1 against each as well. So
none of my players are in the top goal scorer. Like, we've won the league by a huge goal difference.
Yeah, Danny Motta's got 18. He's 4th with 18. But yeah, you have a 91 goal difference. And none of the players are there. So Konate has 15, Trincao has 13, and Gonçalves has 10. So they're all chipping in. Danny Motta has the most, though, with 18, which is kind of hilarious, really.
Yeah,
when Konate
5 million he cost me.
Yeah, he played 13 games up front with 10 off the bench, and he got 18 goals. That's very good.
Not bad at all.
In terms of the return. Ruben Van Bommel got the golden boot, with Esposito also getting 22. Samu got 21, but he had the highest average rating and the most player of the matches as well. Karnaseki had 20 clean sheets alongside Trubin, so you two have done all right. My goalkeeper, obviously I had to get rid of Diogo Costa. Nowhere to be seen, so I am leaking goals. He got 9 clean sheets there, which is probably a telling us why I'm sat in 3rd place and not quite anywhere near you guys there. Right. Porto competitions. Did I win anything else? Doesn't look good. Although I did beat Jake in the Super Cup 2-1, so I do want a point for that. However, I have been I've knocked out in the Allianz Cup by Jake, who obviously is now in the final of that, and runners-up in the Taça de Portugal, defeated by Jake again. So not only has he won the league, but this is not looking good for me and Dad, because he has won both the Taça de Portugal and the Allianz Cup. It's a domestic treble.
Yeah, well done, Jake.
Last season felt like a bit of a con win in the league, with, less points than you guys had in even the first season in both 1st and 2nd. But it feels like this time it started to click, which is weird because, like I say, no one's really stood out with loads of goals. But I'm not complaining too much. League title, a couple of trophies, runners up as well in the Super Tacker. That was obviously to you, Luke, I think. So I can't complain about that at all. I didn't think I'd get off to this good of a start with a younger squad. I thought it would be as the years went by, I started getting better. But these guys seem to be doing pretty good already.
Yeah, Marseille was a team that knocked you out, which is surprising because all those
annoying.
amazing teams, and Marseille knocked you out after how well you've been
They knocked
playing.
me out last season, didn't they?
Yeah, Dad, if we're looking at your competitions page, Sporting knocked you out in the Taça de Portugal, but you got to the semi-final
of the Champions League.
So
That curse is getting me.
Marseille got to the final. Bayern Munich actually knocked you out in the semi, and they beat Marseille in the final 1-0.
Maybe
Interesting
not so bad that I lost to
semi-final.
Marseille then. If they're getting all the way there, they're obviously got a little bit about them at this stage.
They must be doing all right, yeah. In the 5th round, though, you lost 4-2 to Jake, so that's another couple of points there for Jake for eliminating you. So I just seem to have had a very boring year here. He's at semi-final in the Allianz Cup on penalties, so another 2 points there. A lot of points going towards Jake this season. Whoa, we'll have to see.
I've already scored any by the looks of it.
Yeah. Okay, goals-wise for Porto. Both of our strikers getting 34 goals. We have just been leaking them at the back, and that's been our problem. We've got 15 for Benjamin Sesko, who's been on loan. Fermin got 13 and 12 on loan as well. Suslov 13. Pepe with 17 assists, but it does seem like the defensive side of the game has been our problem. Transfer budget. 45. Are they just like locking in 45 million every single season for all three of us? Because if it's going to be the same again, we'll have a look. So
wait until you
Dad,
see what I've got.
all right, Dad with 38 goals and 10 assists.
That's a good first season for that guy, I tell you what.
Yeah, development, has he grown a little bit? Yeah, he has actually.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I didn't
Pleased with
think
that.
he would, but there we go. 20 goals for Sheldrup, 19. He's dropped off, isn't he? Mateta.
Yeah.
Dropped off massively there for you, only 19 goals. But João Rego out on loan, obviously went to Braga, and he's done quite well. He's developing really well. Arnie Engels, first season for him, is it?
Yeah.
It was the first season. What a season he's had as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic from the young lad.
Good boy, that, I think.
14 goals, 24 assists.
Yeah.
Your transfer budget, £50 million. So yeah, 45 to 50 is
Big
what we
wage
usually
budget.
are. Yeah. Jake, I'm just going to have a quick look straight away. 45 million, what a shot.
Make your predictions. Not too hard to
Yeah,
guess,
there we
is it?
go. Goals-wise, though, 3 players around that 25 goal mark.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me is Karim Konate not appearing on the top goal scorers in the league, but being our highest at the club. So guess he was just scoring in the cups in Europe whilst Motta was taking home the league goals. But Parola's the one I'm interested in because for another year he's got another 15 goals. Now, yes, he's 6'1", but you don't exactly expect him to be winning a crazy amount of headers. I don't know why he is such a beast and scoring so many, but this is where my problem now comes in because Konate is wanted by Man U, Trincão's wanted by Chelsea and Liverpool, Parola by Liverpool. I mean, the list goes on. Real Madrid for Gonçalves. Yeah, I don't think this squad's going to be together for too much longer, to be honest.
Oh, well, we'll see. You got £45 million to spend with a very good wage budget to buy any replacements on top of whatever they would give you. But I do think, points-wise, you would take a big advantage going into Season 4. So let's count them up and see how big that advantage is. Season 3, then, Omega Luke with just 2 points. Dad with 1 and Jake with 17 points. Meaning at the end of Season 3, we have Omega Luke with 9, Dad with 16, and Jake with 41. All right, Jake's took a big lead. I need to do something about it. So, £2.5 million gone out, £66 million in, but I actually think the best signing is the free transfer. The return of the former El Capitan, Ruben Neves. He was captain of Porto when he was like age 18.
It's a brilliant sign.
So what a joy to bring him back to the club. Obviously he's gone out and he's enjoyed Premier League football. He's enjoyed football in Saudi Arabia. He is back where he belongs in Portugal in a Porto shirt. I haven't made him captain because he shouldn't have deserted us in the first place, but still Ruben Neves is back and on a free transfer. What a signing. Then we've brought in Noah Lang from Napoli, £42.5 million. Very good aggressive winger, as you can see there. Looks like he's been on the ganj, to be honest.
He's definitely on something. Isn't
Yeah, he looks stoned as hell, but there we go. He can play on both wings naturally. He can play in the midfield naturally. So, yeah, we'll see where he is. He's been playing sort of on the wings for us at the start of the season, as has Noni Madueke, who have just moved recently from Chelsea to Arsenal. I picked him up because he was transfer listed at Arsenal for £23 million after barely playing last season. So hopefully he can revive his career. You do like Madueke, which is weird.
I just like a winger that when he gets a ball, you just know he's just going to attack you, and that's the only thing he's got in his head. go. And he just pushes the ball and he's gone, and he's tricky as well.
Nothing to do with the fact that he used to play for the Spurs Academy, no?
Well,
Yeah.
that's where he got all his skill from, see,
Yeah, we'll see.
It's the reason he left.
But yeah, he's an all right player. Yeah, he's making his way around London though, isn't he? This is his
Yeah.
third
I
London
know.
club.
If
I think
he
he's only
back-
like 24.
He'll be back at Spurs, I'll tell you soon.
I
West
don't
Ham
think he
Palace.
will, to be honest. Yeah, he'll probably go West Ham, maybe Brentford. We'll see. Okay, so tactically then, I'm setting up in a 4-4-2 with two deep defensive midfielders in Varela and Neves. A very good midfield now. And we're trying to obviously support that Van Bommel and Omarodi on strike partnership that we've got going on, whilst stopping the defence from conceding too many goals. That was our trouble last season. We've got a good enough defence. It's just finding the right system to make sure they stop conceding the goals. We're second in the league right now, and that is because the start of the season schedule, you can see we've done very well. We have beaten Jake again in the Super Cup, so there's a nice little point, but we have dropped points against Estoril, 2-2. Damn. The rest of the games haven't really conceded that many goals. Only one against Maritimo there, which isn't too bad. We've got Champions League football. We'll see how that goes. Dad. Transfers. £99 million spent. £56 million
got
out.
So near enough the same as what Jake's doing, not spending all my money, but yeah, I've got rid of a few of the players and that, and still got a few going out on loan
for a lot, 30 million.
And I got a few going out on loan still, so I'm getting money in again. So yeah.
All right. Well, Daniel Dagger's come in, £8 million.
19-year-old, another centre midfielder, so a defensive midfielder. And I was talking about the defensive midfielder, that the position I might sort of need a player for. So this is the guy I'm hoping will fill the boots.
Then we've got Bartasaghi from Milan, £24 million left back.
Yeah, another youngster. So I'm trying to keep in with the feel that the board gave me, that they want a whole young squad. So that's what I'm going for. Good left back.
And then finally, Nicolo Rivera. You got a weird Italian link going here.
Yeah.
There's a few Italian players that have come in.
So this is another player that plays through the spine of the team, and this guy could go straight into the team, I feel, if I play a defensive midfielder again. So this would be my team to win the league this year.
You've gone for the exact same formation as I have.
Yes.
Switched it up and gone for the 4-4-2 with two deep centre midfielders. Ravella and Arsenis is in that centre mid.
Yeah.
João Rego goes right up front. Bang. Look at that. Straight in there with Mateta. Sheldrup Engels has moved to the right-hand side, which isn't a bad thing. You can play there.
You can play there, yes. So
got 14 for crossing.
Yeah.
He's quite physical, so...
I mean, usually I would lock a few players in, but I just thought, well, this season I'm going to let them go and just see what happens if I don't lock any of the players in. That's what I think that's why Rego's in it, and so I'll let it go and see how it goes.
All right, well, schedule at the start of the season. You've won every single game. Haven't
it's
played
working.
anybody special yet.
No, that's the main thing. That's the thing I've got to think about as well. And to be honest with you, apart from the Bayern Munich game, I can go a couple more, well, definitely league games. I can go quite a few league games without having to pay anybody in, like you guys.
Yeah, you don't play Sporting until the end of October.
Yeah, so I can have a really good start to the league, really.
Right, well, speaking of Sporting, Jake, you had a big transfer budget still remaining, £50 million.
Yeah, it's not like I didn't spend either, because I have spent 101 million, though I will back that up by saying that I've actually sold more than that. And that was kind of the reason I had to spend. And some of the transfers I made were a little bit, luxury signings. But we'll get into them in a second. 3 big sales. Morita, my midfielder, £20 million Japanese. He's 31 years of age now, so too old. Time to move him on. 36 million from Fresneda, who's gone to Chelsea. He is one of our regular starters in the right wing-back position. And De Bast has gone to Real Madrid, 40 million, potentially rising to 50. Now, would I say they were super important? No, but they were first-team regulars. I'm glad it wasn't the other guys I spoke about that have gone, but they were big losses. But I think I've replaced them well. Coming in at centre-back to replace De Bast is Bissek, who, I mean, if Parola was scoring 15 goals from corners, this guy's 6'5". He's a German 25-year-old who we bought in from FC Cologne in Germany, £25 million for him. Right-footed, massive physical beast. I'm very happy to have him here. There's a youngster that I've bought and loaned back out to Alaves called Antonio Arena. He's cost me about 10 million quid, but it's got big potential. Same goes for, I'm not even going to try this name to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just going to say his second name, Kuretsas. A Belgian 18-year-old. He's gone back out on loan to the club I've bought him from because I didn't quite think he was ready. But because I had that excess budget, I spent 25 million on a guy that's not even going to be here, which is bonkers, to be honest with you. But in terms of ones that are actually coming in to help the team, we've got Bissek, and I've bought in Huijsen as well. With De Bast going to Real Madrid, he was available on the transfer list. Obviously did really well for Bournemouth from real life last time out. Spanish international, bought him for 25 million. Although in game here, he's a Dutch international, so I don't know how that's worked out. Yeah. I've also gone and bought this guy Martinelli from Fluminense, £11 million for a defensive midfielder, 24 years of age. kind of comes in to replace Morita. I don't expect him to be super special, but he's kind of good at everything, not special at anything. So one of those bodies to have around the squad. And then my final transfer is a bit silly, I suppose. I've sold Freshneda for 40 million to Chelsea, and then I've bought in a guy for 2 million. Not quite sure that's going to do the business, but he's a German 24-year-old. The thing is, with these right wing-back positions and left wing-back, the scouts are so particular about who they actually recommend as good, and there's not that many options, that this was the best out there. So you can see why I didn't spend my budget when this was the best player they were coming up with. But saying that, I think he does actually come into our best 11. He does, yeah. He's on the right-hand side. Josh Doig's on the left. Again, not too many changes to this team. Quaresma's a guy that's been at the club for a few years and is starting to break in to be a mainstay now, a Portuguese international. Konate's still there, still has interest. It's not like it's gone. The issue with a lot of these guys is, if I just quickly show you the dynamics page, they're all unhappy and want to leave to join bigger clubs. I'm just trying to keep them as long as possible, because as much as I might worry about squad harmony and everything, I just want to get points to win this rebuild. So they might end up going for a free eventually, but I'm keeping them here as long as I possibly can. I don't care what happens after the 5 years. So that's my team so far. And we've actually done pretty well. I mean, there is a loss, obviously, to Porto, but we know that doesn't actually mean anything. Braga, another 5-goal thriller, 5-1 against them away from home. But, I mean, that just seems to be the typical with these two teams now. They're probably going to go and beat me 5-0 the other way around. I'm convinced there's a fourth person in this rebuild that you haven't told me about who's managing Braga, because they're doing a little bit too well for my liking. But, yeah. Not rocking the boat too much, tactics the same, a few new players coming in, but only because I had to get rid of others. I'm just kind of hoping they keep growing and keep doing well.
Yeah, I think this is the first season where all three of us are in the Champions League, so that's quite interesting. And luckily we don't have to play each other, I don't think, because I always hate that when that always pops up. But yeah, all three of us are in the Champions League, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out this year. Good starts from all of us. Who is going to win the league this season? Dad has got 5 wins from 5. I've dropped a couple of points already. Jake's got 4 wins from 4. Let's find out. Season number 4, Dad, you are champion of this season. Yep. Only 2 losses, although
you only lost one.
I only lost 1, and I still finished 3rd. 92 points. Jake
That's
with
better.
88, and I've got 85 there. So 85 is the highest I've managed to get, and I haven't finished higher than 2nd yet. I only lost to Benfica once. That was the only game I lost, but I did draw 7 times, and I only drew to Benfica, which means, Jake, unfortunately, mate, I beat you both games in the league as well, so I do pick up points for that.
I'm convinced you and your dad are working together to try and take me out, because I didn't lose to him all season, but I lost to you twice, so there's something fishy going on to make sure he wins that league.
Dad did lose twice. You did beat him twice.
Yeah.
So
Only 2 games I lost against you, Jake.
you do claim 2 points back there on top of the 4 that he got from winning the league, so that isn't too bad. The goals, though,
Yes.
Esposito got 31. We write him off. I say he's crap, and then you go and score 31 goals
There
with
you
him.
go. Just 2 seasons you've been near the top, or at top, so, but 31 goals in the league, brilliant.
Samu there with 27, Karim Konate with 24, so they're all scoring a lot of goals. Even Mateta managed to get 23 goals again,
He's woke up.
so he's done well. And Trubin got 20 clean sheets, so this is easier to see why you won the league,
Yes, that's
because you
it,
had the most clean sheets with the top scorer.
Yeah.
It does make sense, despite me only losing 1. It's just those draws have really cost me, unfortunately. And the draws that I had actually got as well. Morientes, they're in the bottom 3. I mean, this is ridiculous. Maritimo, they're bottom of the league. I shouldn't be drawing these games. That's 4 points right away that I should be claiming back, not to mention the rest of them. So disappointing for me, but there we go. Competitions. Let's have a look at Porto. We have the Allianz Cup as a win, but it ain't looking good elsewhere, because the Taça de Portugal, Benfica knocked me out in the 6th round, and the Champions League was eliminated in the semi-final stage by Sporting. We won't reveal who's won that just yet. Let's have a look at yourself, Dad, and how you've got on the competitions page. Runner-up in the Allianz Cup, which means it was me who beat you in that final, so I do get a couple of points there. Taça de Portugal, though, Jake knocked you out of that one in the semi-final also. So that's 2 finals that we know Jake has got to. Let's have a look then. Jake Cooper's competitions page. He's only gone and won the Champions League.
Oh, against PSG as well.
Not bad, is it? I mean, not the prettiest of games to finish it off, is it? A 0-0, but the one I'm really happy about, sorry Luke, it's that semi-final, I can't lie. 6-2. on aggregate to get us there.
Yeah.
I mean, the PSG one could have gone either way by the looks of it, but I mean, Samu was top goal scorer in the competition as well, just seeing that, but didn't seem to be enough. I mean, I'd never expected to win the UCL, obviously. Europa League was something I thought we could go for in these 5 years, but it might not be the prettiest way to get the job done, but it don't matter. We are winners, and I don't know exactly how the points work, but I'm hoping that is going to be a pretty big one.
That's a lot
for
of
me.
points to that one, mate. Yeah, it's
yeah,
the big one.
That's 7 points for the Champions League. It's massive,
go.
but also you beat me in both legs, which means that's 2 points there, plus knocking me out another 3 points. That's 10 points just from
Sorry about
that.
this. It seems a bit unfair.
Semi-final and final. That is massive. But
Hey,
no,
mate, that's great.
earned. Yes,
Yeah.
well earned. For looking
Why
at the
not?
quarter-final, I eliminated Real Madrid.
Oh,
You don't get any points for that, but it's still an achievement. Jake knocked out his favourite club, Chelsea, so 4-2 in that game there. Round of 16 was when Dad actually was eliminated by Milan on penalties. I also knocked out Barcelona, so I knocked out both El Clasico sides.
He did the
What a
argument for me
round
there,
that,
really.
yeah. Bayern Munich was knocked out by Sporting. So the Portuguese clubs, we had a blast in this
Yeah.
competition. I played in the knockout player front, as did Dad. You defeated Young Boys 8-1. I defeated Atletico. That's 3. 3 Spanish clubs, all knocked out.
You could say the top 3, really.
Yeah, the league phase. Jake just crept into the league phase, defeated or lost to Arsenal and Bayern Munich, drew to Roma, but had some big wins, including PSG, who obviously was who you beat in the final there, and a nice little 8-1 against Celtic. It was a massive win for a Champions league phase. 5 wins from myself, with Porto losing 3, and then Dad exactly the same. 5 wins, losing 3. You beat Arsenal 5-1.
Get in.
And lost to Bayern Munich, Leipzig, and Napoli. So very entertaining Portuguese Champions League run that we've all had there. But Jake has gone on to lift the trophy, as has he done with the Taça de Portugal, being Aruca in the final.
I'll forgive not winning the league this time round if it means we take the Champions League instead. I'm saying that's the reason we lost it. We went so far in the UCL that we just kind of fed, you know what, Omega Dad can have the League of Portugal. We're going to have the UCL instead.
Gave it up at the end. Well, you say that. The last time you actually lost in the league was in April. And then before that, which would obviously put you still quite far behind anyway, the last time you even dropped points was all the way back when you played me in February. So it wasn't like it was given up at the end of the season. I think we were all just doing really well at the end there, because I think Dad's end of year, he actually started dropping points. I mean, I drew against him there, and you drew against Braga. So you had a bit of a lead. Yeah, you had a bit of a lead.
I'm going to say it's your fault again, though, Luke. You beat me twice here, so something's going on. That's came out of nowhere. You've taken me down, and your dad's got it.
Cost you a little bit.
I'll take it. If you're going to beat me in the league twice, we'll just beat you in the Champions League, eh?
Yeah, I knocked you out of the Allianz Cup as well, semi-final in that one. So I do get a couple of points there. But yeah, you've got the big one. And also the runners-up. You were runners-up in the Taça de Portugal, the Super Cup, the Super Taça, sorry. So another point, you don't get anything for winning the trophy, you just get the point for actually beating the other person. So I'm winning those ones, but I can't get my hands on any of the big trophies, and that's been my trouble so far. Jake, after a big Champions League win, statistics, we've got Karim Konate on 37, Trincao with 20 goals and 25 assists is massive.
Yeah.
Same as Pedro Gonçalves with 13 and 22.
Can I just give a shout out as well, though? Danny Motta. I mean, know nothing about this guy. He's 29 now. He's a Luxembourg international, mind you. Bought him for 5 million. The guy's returned some good numbers over the course of every single season. Never the star man, but always doing pretty well. I mean, Parola gets his standard 14 goals, not 15 this time, so he's really dropped off me this year. Bidstrup's got 10, Danilo 10. I kind of like the way it's going, spread around the old team, but again, we've still got the same old problem. Karim Konate is wanted by every club that exists, pretty much. And then Trincao, I hope he's not going to pick Leicester, Leeds and Bournemouth over us, but who knows, it's Premier League after all. Parola's the one I'm worried about. Real Madrid, Al Nassr, basically the 2 big ones in FM that you're not going to be able to keep hold of a player from. So we'll see if there's any changes, but I can't complain with the way the squad's going so far.
Yeah, and you got, again, the standard. £47 million to spend in the transfer budget.
Yeah, not allowed any more than that, it seems.
Just chopped in every single year by the looks of it. Dad, let's have a look at your squad. We've got 47 goals from Esposito and just 53 starts. With
really good return.
Assists.
So, it's 80 odd goals from the front two, so I can't complain about that, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd like to have got a few more goals from other people, but it's a good team performance there to win the league.
And Arnie Engels, 26 assists.
Yeah.
Right midfield, obviously, he got put this year. Very good. Transfer budget.
2 good seasons for me.
84 million.
84 million.
Hold
with
the
a
phone.
big wage budget as well. So the board, I think they've realised what I'm doing, building a really good young team, so they give me a bit more money to help me out.
Yeah.
That's too late, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
I just like to point out, I've got £160 million in the overall balance, and they're giving me 40 million. Like, what are they doing with the rest of that money? Come on, I could use this here.
Yeah, but to be fair, the last couple of years, you've left money in there.
Well, I just like making the board happy, don't I? Get success, keep the money rolling in. Can't complain.
Samuel Marodi on with 40 goals in 43 games is great, but yeah, the rest of the team is kind of lacking in behind. Ruben van Bommel only got 20 goals this season. Ruben Neves back in a Porto shirt, 13 goals and 20 assists. Who's the real winner here?
I think it's a good season for him.
Not bad for Ruben. I'm happy. My transfer budget, 28 million. That's a bit of an annoying one, but there we go. Going into season number 5. But what is the points tally looking like? Season 4 points are Luke with 9, Dad with 5, and Jake with another 17 points, which means the total points after 4 seasons is Luke with 18, Dad with 21, and Jake with 58. Alright, final season then. Let us know if you got to the season 5. You're part of the season 5 crew. Down in the comments section. We always love to see the season 5 crew down in there hovering around in the comments. Let's have a look at the transfers for my Porto side. I lost a couple of free transfers, one of them being Eustachio, who hasn't really played a lot of games, so he didn't want to sign a new contract. He didn't want to be another squad player, so he has left the club on a free. We've got a couple of free transfers in, not necessarily to replace him. We've got Alex Grimaldo coming in as a very good left-back option for us for this season. Steven Bergwijn from the wings. Again, a bit more of a backup for himself. But we have signed Arthur Fiat from the Rats of Rennes.
You must be desperate to give them that money.
7 million. I think he's like my 4th left-footed centre-back as well that I've signed this rebuild, which is Menno. But he is probably the best and will be definitely an improvement into the lineup. So I've saved him.
He's a good player. I just can't believe you've given
Well,
Rennes the money.
I'm saving him from Rennes because nobody deserves that on their resume. So he's spent 6 years there. That's long enough. More than long enough.
Yeah.
Tactically then, we've gone for a 4-2-2 with wide wingers. We've got wingers on support there, a pressing forward and advanced forward, Volante in defensive midfield. We're going for it this season because we haven't yet won a league title. We need to do something. We've won cups. We have yet to win the league, despite having some very good seasons as well. Only losing 1 game last year and still haven't won a league. So we've basically just pushed everybody a little bit further forward compared to what we were doing last season. And schedule, we haven't played anybody, so it's not revealing anything, but we have had to qualify for the Champions League. We beat Galatasaray fairly comfortably, might I add, 7-2. So we even beat them when we went away from home. But everybody else, we've also beaten as well. We've conceded quite a lot, but we've been scoring goals aplenty, so I'm happy with that. We've got Champions League football this year. We don't play either of you two. We play you back-to-back until January. So we could put ourselves in a really good position. But it does mean I've got to play Sporting on that final game of the season. So I could affect the title.
That could be a dodgy one,
either
Jake.
way. So we'll see. Right, Dad, let's have a look at your transfers. £1 million out, £83 million on the ins.
Yes. I've gone for another young striker.
Young,
so I've got
23.
Two really young strikers in the team who I think that could do some damage now, and I'm going to change the tactic because I've got this guy in as well.
All right, Callum Doyle's also joined, free transfer.
Yeah, I just think this is a good backup for my centre defenders if I get any injuries or problems. So yeah, put him in.
And then Stefan Bajcetic.
4 million, sort of another one just to keep into the squad, making the squad a little bit bigger of the ones that I feel they can sort of break through the spine of the team. They can play any of those free positions that I need them.
All right, well, tactically then, you switched it up, gone for it front.
If I'm free up front, I'm really going to go for it this season. Try and win the lot. I need to win the lot, so I'm going to really go for it.
Okay, well, schedule. You have beaten Jake 4-1 already.
Yes, come
Let's
on.
not talk about that one. It's the start of the season. It doesn't mean anything yet.
The
My
Super
free up
Cup.
front is just working already for me. Look,
Scoring a lot of goals.
4 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals. Come on.
Worried.
Right.
Little bit worried, I can't lie.
Champions League fixtures, you've got them as well. You're in the Champions League. You got both Madrid and Barcelona. But
Yeah, so I ain't got an easy way through.
What do you mean? I beat them.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Beat all 3 of them last
I mean,
year.
usually I don't like playing free up front if I know I'm in the Champions League and I'm after it, but I'm just out to try and win everything. So
You must
hopefully,
have won the
fingers crossed,
Champions
I go
League,
for
Luke,
it.
if you beat all them, right?
It deserves to win it, I'll be honest. Yeah, we ran out of steam, unfortunately. Anyway, Jake,
remember what
talk us through your transfers.
Yeah. Bit of a weird window. I feel like I haven't really improved the first 11, kind of just improve the depth a little bit, but I have got to give credit to one of the people that's left the club, Danny Motta. 29 years of age. The guy's gone off to have his Saudi Arabian dream now. 20 million quid for him. I mean, he was invaluable.
He didn't even get the Saudi money, though. He's only on 66k.
I know. Let's imagine he's earning 600 grand, because that should be what's happening. Speaking of someone that's probably on 600 grand, I don't know what Bisek's on, but he's gone to Al Ali. 650 grand. There you go. About close enough. Signed him last year for 25 million, and he's gone for 33 a few years later. And the reason was because I found a free transfer that basically is as good. So I thought, let's not upset the squad by having too many people. Ibanez is his name. Again, the Saudi link, he comes in from Al Ali, so we get him for free. They take Bisek for 40 million. I think that's not a bad deal on our end, to be honest with you. Outside of him, these are a little bit now... I guess they're all luxury signings at this point. Like Leif Davis is just in as a backup at left wing back. He's joined me for 18 million from Ipswich. On the right, I've got a new right wing back called Wesley, who again, he's just going to be there as a backup option. 35 million from Roma. Crazy that we're now paying 35 million for backups, but it kind of continues because Canate is now being backed up by Vitor Roque. So if he's ever not available, we've got a 30 million pound striker. And other than that, got a free transfer from Newcastle, Harry Kilburn, nothing special, but more on Newcastle in a few seconds. But let's go to the tactics first, because I obviously didn't get the memo about what you guys are doing where you're changing tactics every year, because I've found this in season 2 and I haven't moved a single thing since then. And to be honest, it's won the Champions League, so I'm not going to mess with something that's just done that for me.
Can't change
can't
winning
argue.
formula, mate.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do, like mix it up every single year. One player I'm excited to see though is Koretsas, who you remember I bought last season, 19-year-old Belgian, spent last year out on loan at Genk and now comes back to us, is actually a pretty good player on the right, which is useful because the front three are all trying to leave the club and probably will be gone by the end of this rebuild, but that's not going to be my problem, thankfully. And the reason I mentioned Newcastle is because schedule-wise, yeah, I've lost to Benfica and I've done pretty well. I actually lost in the Super Cup to, I guess, the Europa League winners in Newcastle in penalties, and the fact that we've now lost 2 trophies already, I'm a little bit worried about this final season. If I didn't have a big margin that I think I've got in the points, then I would be a little bit more worried. So yeah, I'm not taking anything for granted just yet, because it feels like this year they might not be playing as well.
Well, yeah, you are currently top of the league, but you've played 5, as have I. You just got a slightly better goal difference. Dad's only played 4, so we're all sort of unbeaten and won 100% of our games in the league so far, so that's kind of not giving anything away too much. And obviously we've all got Champions League football. We're not playing against each other again, thankfully, but it's going to be interesting to see how we all do in that Champions League. But it is the final season. Remember, if you want the save game file, you go to patreon.com/Omega Luke Gaming, or on the YouTube channel members, you can have a play around with it. Maybe you want to take on one of the teams, have a look at how we set up our squads and the tactics. You can do so on those formats. Thank you very much. Right, okay, season 5 then. The final season. Let's go, season 5 crew. Let's have a look and see what happens at the end of this rebuild. Final season then, and I'm finally getting my flowers. I've only lost 1 game in the last 2 seasons.
Unbeaten this season, yeah, well done.
Unbeaten, 96 points with just 3 draws.
Is that the best points total yet?
I think it is. It was 92 for you was last season, 93 for Dad. 93 was you the season before. So yeah, it was. 95 was the first season
yeah,
with Benfica. So 96 is the highest by just a single point. I've done it. It's just took me too long to get it done.
Just to check, you don't get like 50 points for being unbeaten, do you?
Yeah, you do actually.
It's quadruple points. No. Unfortunately, it isn't. And I was way down the bottom, so probably kind of meaningless. But anyway, the losses for you guys, I've defeated Jake twice. Dad, you've also defeated Jake once, but I have only drawn against you there, Dad, 1 time. But both Jake and I have beaten you just the once as well. Samuel Marodion, 33 goals. He's done very well this season in this new style of formation. We've got 25 for Ruben van Bommel, but Trincao is up there from right wing with 26 goals.
He's been here the whole time, so I don't know where that's been, although I do worry a little bit, because if you look at the overall stats, you don't see another one of my players until... Not Canate on 15.
Canate
so
in 7th,
I guess he's just taken over goal scoring duties all of a sudden. But everyone else has basically gone, yeah, you do it, and we'll do nothing else by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looks like Canate is, he's only started 14 games and 2 off the bench. So whether Canate picked up an injury or he's just been in rotation, broke his ankle.
Oh, there we go.
So he was out for 3 months with a broken ankle.
Good job I bought Vitor Roque then, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's done all right, to be fair. He got 14 goals in just 15 starts.
Yeah,
so he's done very well, to be honest.
The one I'm happy with is the Wesley, the right wing back I bought as a backup. If you look at the assists, he's finished way higher in front than anyone else in the team by a long distance.
17.
So yeah, that's not been a bad signing for me actually.
No, not bad. Both my fullbacks are on there, 15 and 12 as well, which has helped. Karnaseki got the most clean sheets, with Trubin just behind with 1. Noah's finally on the page. It's nice of you to turn up, Noah. But there we go. We finally won a title.
I didn't actually buy a goalkeeper. I had the starting keeper from start to finish. That's
you did buy backup goalkeepers.
I bought, you got to have a second keeper, ain't you? But
and a third choice, yeah.
I didn't change my first team keeper.
50 points. 50 points for you.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you were selling Costa. That's what was my problem.
Yeah, that's true. I ain't going to send to you, am I?
No.
Right, and he probably won't go to you either. Right, we're on Porto. Let's have a look. Competitions page. It isn't looking good. Right.
Got a few points there.
Allianz Cup runners-up. And it wasn't to either of you.
Can't believe
Vitoria beat me in the final, so there we go. But the Taça de Portugal and the Champions League knocked out by Benfica. Bloody hell. Right, okay. Let's have a look, Dad. Did you go on and win any of those competitions? You won the Taça de Portugal.
I don't believe we knocked me out in the Champions League.
Chelsea knocked you out of the Champions League.
Semi-final.
Not only did they knock you out,
wanted that big one.
They went on to win it by the looks of it.
They did indeed. Because Jake, you were eliminated in the semi-final stage by PSG. They got their revenge in the end.
Wouldn't that have been a great final if we got there, Jake? Both of us.
Yeah,
I know. That would have been a good way to finish it.
Jake would have won because of the Vela Gutmann curse.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Allianz Cup though, Dad, I did knock you out in the semi-final. So there's another win there. But you did beat Jake 4-1 in the Super Cup. So you get an extra point there. Jake, this must be the worst season for you because it was a few runners up.
Yeah.
And you didn't even get out of the third
let's not talk about that one.
Cup.
Let's just move on from that. We obviously just didn't want to compete in that this year. Yeah, it's just like the maybe season all round. Even the league, I mean, it's not bad. 91 points. It's just obviously you've had such a good season that time out. But look, I mean, the trophy cabinet's too full already. We had to give some to you guys because I think we did all right. We've done okay here. I can forgive one bad season.
Yeah, across the 5 years, I definitely think you've won the most trophies. I mean, 37 goals in total for Trincao. He has had an unbelievable year. That's Ballon d'Or levels. I mean, I don't think, obviously you wouldn't have won it this year. We'll have a look at the Ballon d'Or. Hasn't been any of our players, but I do see Samuel Marodion come third in the last year, which is, I'll take that anyway. Don't get any points. But Canate came second 3 years ago. Oof. So second to Erling Haaland. So not bad. The Portuguese team actually has representation in the Ballon d'Or, which is very rare. So not too bad at all there. Okay. So, before we have a look at the points then, Dad, let's have a look at your squad. 33 goals from Esposito, 23 from Jalrego and Evan Ferguson and Mateta.
Oh, you're looking at that and you think the three at front actually worked for me. You'd have thought I'd have won quite a bit with that. But unfortunately, it didn't work in the league. It worked more in the Champions League, but getting to the semi-final. So, pleased with it in one way, but disappointed in another way, really. So, but, I mean, I can't take it away from you. You had an unbeaten season, so you deserve to win the league. Yeah,
let's have a look at the Invincibles. 47 goals in 45 games from Samu Omarodion. That is very impressive, and he looks an absolute monster. I've never seen him develop that weirdly, though, where his dribbling and first touch has gone to 15, but his finishing stayed at 14. That's rather unique, but he is looking rather impressive. Ruben van Bommel got 30 as well. Ruben Neves got 14 and 16. So the 2 seasons that he's been there, sort of like 30 goal contributions each season for him as well, which has been great. not too bad. Just too late, unfortunately. All right, then, for the final time, let's have a look at the points. Season 5 points, then, are Omega Luke with 9, Dad with 11, and Jake with 1, meaning the total points after 5 seasons are Omega Luke with 27, Dad with 32, and Jake with 59.
One off the
Well, there you have it. Well done, Jake.
Well done, Jake. Absolutely.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Monstrous.
Monstrous, yeah.
Yeah.
4 good seasons there, mate. Well done.
Yeah, let's just say it ended after season 4. Can we cut out the last season? That'd be alright.
Yeah. I mean, the season 1 was hilarious, really, because the start of it looked terrible, and then all of a sudden you just started knocking everybody out, and I think that's kind of where you've won it. Every season other than that final season, you were eliminating us in cups and stuff.
It was a young squad, so maybe part of it was that, like them developing and getting better. Obviously the tactical shift of trying not to be so clever and just having an advanced forward instead of complete forward, that's probably what did it. But I'm going to assume it's my managerial prowess, taking them youngsters to the top. We'll call it that instead of just maybe a broken striker role in Football Manager.
Yeah, I mean, doing it with a 5 at the back system as well. It's a unique formation. It's something that not a lot of people use, and it's worked really well for you there, mate. That's really good. A debut win in a rebuild, which only means one thing, mate. You've got to come back because me and Dad need our revenge, unfortunately.
Anytime. Maybe we'll have to do a Chelsea Spurs Man United one.
Oh, now you put a challenge out there.
Yeah,
now you put a challenge out there. That sounds a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's going to be who, do you think?
I don't know.
But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, mate.
You,
I really do appreciate your time. Make sure you check out Jake Cooper's stuff. I'll leave a link for his channel on there. And of course, he's always doing stuff for FM Scout as well, a former home of myself. So make sure you're always going over and supporting. But yeah, really do appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Big thanks for inviting us. It's been great fun. Obviously made more fun by the fact my team actually did well. But I don't actually think I'm that good at FM, so I'm just going to take it as a bit of a beginner's look, and we'll see how we go next time out, maybe.
We'll see. If you win 2 from 2, then you won't be invited back.
I'll retire then. I'll retire.
Us.
No more for me after that. I'll just leave on high.
Yeah. Just before we make any more moves, can we just have a look at my average age for my team? Because I'm going to do something we don't usually do here. Because of the challenge, I got so close to the Champions League. And I got the curse. With a young side there, I want to take this team on for another 5 seasons. So I'm going to set it up and take this team here for another 5 seasons and try and win the Champions League in another video.
All right.
So, I've got such a young side. I've built it up.
Try to win the Champions League.
I've got to win that Champions League. I've got to try and beat this curse. It's something that we don't normally do, taking another team on. So, carrying on from the video, do we?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do with this video. I'm going to take Benfica on for another 5 seasons.
All right, sounds good. Well, if you want to see Dad do that and try and beat the curse, then make sure you are subscribed, of course. Check out Jake's channel down below. And if you're looking for another rebuild to watch, very recently we had Jack work the space on in one of the closest versus rebuilds you will ever see. So that one is on screen for you right now for you to enjoy.